One of the things that makes our institution stand out amongst others is the emphasis that is placed on growth and development. Habit 7 is taken very seriously, and as I'm sure you know, throughout the year, our school conducts various training programs, in-house and out of school. One of these in-house training programs is the CSE, that is the Certified School Educator Program. Avril ma'am conducts this program for the staff members of SNK Prep, and today we shall be felicitating the participants for the year 2008-2009. But before that, Avril ma'am has a motivational story to tell us.
What teachers make. The dinner guests were sitting around the table discussing life. One man, a CEO, decided to explain the problem with education. He argued, what's a kid going to learn from someone who decided his best option in life was to become a teacher? He reminded the other dinner guests what they say about teachers. Those who can, do. Those who can't, teach. To stress his point, he said to another guest, you're a teacher, Bonnie. Be honest. What do you make? Bonnie, who had a reputation for being honesty and frank, replied, you want to know what I make? She paused for a second, then began, well, I make kids work harder than they ever thought they could. I make a C+ feel like a Congressional Medal of Honor. I make kids sit through 40 minutes of class time when their parents can't make them sit for 5 without an iPod, a GameCube, or a movie rental. You want to know what I make? She paused again and looked at each and every person at the table. I make kids wonder. I make them question. I make them criticize. I make them apologize and mean it. I make them have respect and take responsibility for their actions. I teach them to write, and then I make them write. I make them read. I make them work and practice math. I make my students learn everything they need to know in English while preserving their unique cultural identity. I make my classroom a place where all my students feel safe. Finally, I make them understand that if they use the gifts that they were given, work hard and follow their hearts, they can succeed in life. Bonnie paused one last time and then continued. Then, when people try to judge me by what I make, I can hold my head up high and pay no attention because they are ignorant. You want to know what I make? I make a difference. What do you make? There is much truth in this statement. Teachers make every other profession.
For those of you who didn't catch those lyrics, they go like this. We don't need no education, we don't need no thought control, no dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teachers, leave the kids alone, for all in all, you're just another brick in the wall. When the band Pink Floyd first performed this number, it proved as an eye-opener for teachers. teachers around the globe as to how students perceive education. Today, of course, teaching has moved away from the conventional chalk and talk method. In today's world, a classroom presentation is expected to provide a teaching learning experience that is both enjoyable and experiential. As John Dewey said, give the pupils something to do and not something to learn. And if the doing is of such a nature that it demands thinking, learning will naturally result. This is what the CSE program seeks to do. I invite Avril Mann to tell us more about the program.
The Certified School Educator program is aimed at training teachers to design, develop and implement the principles of effectively imparting knowledge, skills and attitudes that are essential for students. Participants in this program learn through interactive methods and interaction with other participants in order to achieve the academic standard necessary for educating students. This has not been an easy task as the program needed to be coordinated with subject experts and deal with participants who are stressed with their daily workload. In trainer parlance, afternoon sessions are referred to as graveyard sessions, for obvious reasons. In truth, I have not dealt with any dead bodies to date, but certainly had occasions when there were many in a near comatose state. And it has taken all of my creative and sometimes crazy self to keep the afternoon sessions alive. To successfully complete the program, the participants must have 80% attendance, have 20 classroom sessions and competencies observed, and observe classroom sessions of peers. In the final evaluation, they are required to obtain 60% in the written examination and conduct a successful classroom presentation and obtain 60%. Of the 26 participants who completed the program, 21 are present here today to receive their certificates. Thanks to the initiative of the heads, Rekha, Janki, Sudha and Reena and Shekhar, some of the salient features of the program are now being applied across SNK Prep. I Factor, Intro, Support Media, Interactive Methods, Effective Ending, Whip and Cliffhanging are now being used extensively on a daily basis and are providing a key to standardization of classroom presentation while allowing for creativity and innovation. I enjoy working with the team in SNK Prep. My friend Mrs. Galaya often said that the Prep building was a great place to work. Now I can honestly say that this is true.
I invite Lucilla Mann, a participant of the CSE program, to share her views with us.
Namaste teachers. Let me share with you a quotation that I believe in. Unless you do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. I am Lucilla, standing before you on behalf of my colleagues to say a few words on the CSE training program. We had no idea what the CSE program was all about, nor did we know any of the other participants very well. Gradually, we bonded together and it was great fun attending the sessions. Thanks to Ms. Avril Sule. She made each session very interesting with the intro factor at the start and an effective ending. Each training session was enhanced with a game, an anecdote, a video clipping, a poem, a song, and lots of humor. What we learned, she wanted us to implement in the classroom. So we started preparing a lesson plan and braced ourselves for classroom observation, both informed and uninformed, and anxiously waited the feedback. Believe it or not, it does make a difference in the classroom. Students are more interested and the teaching-learning process has become more meaningful with peer learning and student-teacher interaction. Currently, all the teachers in the prep building are on a quest